Call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I ask everybody to remain standing for a moment of silence for the passing of Bill Riley, who was a security guard for the district for a long time, and he was also a member of the Ellenville Police Department for 26 years as well. Thank you. And his wife also retired from the district. Call for the acceptance of the minutes of the November 18, 2025 meeting.
So moved.
Moved. Second. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. Call for the acceptance of the minutes of the December 4th, 2025 special meeting.
So moved.
Moved. Seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. Public forum for this evening. Don't see anybody. For reports and correspondence for myself, I was asked by the music department. Christina Schoonmaker had me come up during the concert, and I was a narrator for a short period of time at their winter concert. The kids, I just want to say it was a wonderful concert. The kids were awesome. I was a little bit nervous, but the kids, when I went up on the stage, the kids were like, when we were rehearsing, they're like, "You got this, Chief. Don't worry about it. You got this." So they were pretty, it was neat to work with them. Loved the progress that the music department is making, and the concert was wonderful as well. I'd like to get them to come here like they did last year, Lisa. You know, because we're trying to do that thing. You know, we do in the beginning of the meetings. We're still trying to find a name for it, but John had brought that forward.
Yeah, we're doing that. We'll have something at the next
Yeah,
meeting.
that would be good. Board membership. Iris.
I really appreciate that I was given the distinguished, what is it, the Ulster County
Friends of
School
Education
Board's
Award.
Distinguished Friends of Education Award. Although I was initially resistant because it's just my nature, it ended up being really a very nice experience. And I also know that it was on Facebook, right? So just as an aside, Facebook, you know, who knows where that goes. So when I went to my ophthalmologist last week in Kingston, her nurse congratulated me because
That's great.
she recognized my name and saw it and all that stuff. So who else, I don't know where else it's gone, but I just appreciate it, really. It was very heartfelt to me that you nominated and chose me to be in that position this year. Thanks a lot.
Well deserved.
Thank you.
John.
Yeah, I just want to let everybody know I attended the winter conference for the Rural Schools Association, and I'm going to sit down with our administration and go over a lot of the information that they've come. There's some great concern about federal cuts in education and how that will affect us. One of the biggest themes they had at this conference was regionalization and also sharing of services with local small districts. And I made a point to the state ed representation, there was a council there, that the smaller districts in our area really need a lot of help. It's very easy with the big districts and cities and areas across the state, but we face a lot of issues, and just because we are losing a little bit of population, we still have to provide the services. So I'll be touching base with the administration on that. The other thing was I noticed that the Hall of Fame got 2 donations, and I spoke with the superintendent to see if the business office could automatically send out a thank you letter and then whatever we need to do for a receipt in case people use it as a tax write-off. But the costs to do the Hall of Fame committee and ceremony and the awards and the food and the get-together are, like everything else, rising. And so anybody out there in TV land that would like to contribute to the Hall of Fame, all you have to do is write a check to the Ellenville Central School District and put down Hall of Fame in the line, and it would come to us and help us continue to provide that. And we're going to start already working on next year's Hall of Fame policies and committee work as we get going. So everything's going well. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Any other board members? So I did this last year, but I'd like to recognize and thank Tim and Alan and all their camera people that come down, and they're out there, you know, like the NFL always does it. They show them, turn around, and maybe one of the cameras could look at the other camera and get you guys on television instead of us just pan the look at each other for a second so we can get both of you on TV out there. They come down, they do a wonderful job. So on behalf of the board, we'd like to thank them and give them a round of applause for making these meetings so we can be out there and everybody can hear what's going on. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen out there. And Tim, thank you, and pass it along to Alan. All right, we'll move on to, and speaking of the NFL, you know, this guy's he's like Chris Berman, the fastest 3 minutes in the NFL as he goes on. So for the fastest 3-minute report that we have, we're going to turn it over to our student trustee, Jack Henry.
You know what? Thank you. Anyways, for happenings and events so far, so the Student Council is hosting their annual toy drive this month. If anyone would like to donate, bring in a new unwrapped toy and drop it off in the box located in the high school lobby. The National Honor Society is hosting a movie night for the elementary school on Friday. It will be at 6 o'clock in the auditorium, and the permission slips went out to the students. The elementary school winter concert was rescheduled from last Thursday to tonight, which was in the senior high school auditorium. The junior high school musical Shrek Jr. is currently rehearsing, and practice clinics for the senior high school musical Footloose will take place tomorrow. For athletics, the varsity basketball teams are both scheduled to play tomorrow night. The girls will be in Rhinebeck, and the boys are at home against Rockland. The varsity track team season is underway, and already one standout performance was from Christian Zielinski, who broke the school's indoor triple jump record this past Friday at the Armory. Finally, for fundraisers, the high school music department completed their poinsettia and Krause's chocolate fundraisers. And just finally, to everyone here and everybody watching, I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year.
Thank you, Jack.
Mr.
Move on.
President,
Yes,
if
sir.
I may, pardon me. Jack, what is the website where I can buy the school paraphernalia that you all promote?
Oh,
Which
that website was down.
It is down?
It is.
Okay. You all do not have an alternate?
As far as I know, no, but I'll give you an update on that.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Move on to our superintendent, Lisa Wiles.
At the last meeting, there was a request by the board for a full athletic report from our athletic director. He'll be attending the January 13th meeting. You will get the full report in your packet or in the library. We'll notify you. It's going to cover many of the questions that came up, along with some other initiatives and goals that he has. So you can look for that at the 13th, and he'll be here to answer any questions that you have during a presentation or public session. I had the opportunity for the first year to attend with Mr. Prokosh, Mrs. Schwal, Mrs. Avery, and Mrs. Van Cleek, the electric light parade in the village, and we had a little float. And it was I will say, we have the July 4th float down, but we're just getting started on the electric light parade. I think that the fire departments and local vendors, Mrs. Little, have great floats, and it was a really good time. And I do have to say, as far as, you know, community pride and the community coming out, I give everyone a lot of kudos and real gratitude for that parade, which is in memory of Josh Peters. So it's a great night, and if you haven't gotten out, it's something really exciting to do.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I am speaking for myself. And it
On
wasn't-
my traffic post, I do have a ticket for Sue Schwal. She wasn't wearing her seatbelt.
At least it wasn't 95 degrees
No.
like it is at.
No, it was 32 below zero
32
instead.
below zero.
Instead, thank you.
That's right.
I thoroughly enjoyed that.
I do want to just update everybody. We have a total of 9 emergency closing days. We've used 2, 7 left. We'll keep you updated as the time passes. And finally, in your packet, under board information, I shared with you a report from consultants that we use with our school, our food service program. They come in, they do observations, they help us moving forward with ideas for putting bid specs together to go out. I would really encourage you to take a read through that. There's recommendations, they meet with the clients, they meet with everybody, and give you a good view from an objective standpoint about what the cafeteria food looks like and what the program looks like. I do want to say, I think that Whitson's is doing a great job. Deb Fisher and Dawn Pearson are very, very attentive. They've been doing a lot of catering for school events for us, and it's been great. So what's the last thing they made? They made a chicken noodle soup with some local food sources, and they're really working to have that program continue. So I just want to thank them, and that might be another presentation we can move forward for, hear from them about their program.
All right, thank you. Move on to Deputy Superintendent Kelly White.
Good evening. We had a great parent and family engagement workshop where we trained about 12 parents on using School Tool. We had this during the day before Thanksgiving break, and then again in the evening. We had actually a stronger turnout during the day, which was great to see. And then last night we held our Google Classroom workshop, and that was a parent-student workshop. That was initially scheduled for the day that we were closed, and we did have 17 families signed up to attend that. But with the rescheduled date, we only wound up having one family here last night, but it was still a great experience. And we're going to run a second date for that since there was such a high interest, and we'll do that when we get back from winter recess. And we're also going to be in the process of scheduling a training for parents on using our communication app, the Ellenville Rooms app. So that'll be coming up after winter recess as well. In addition to that, both of our buildings in January will be hosting a Title I curriculum and assessment night for families where parents can come in, learn a little bit more about the Title I program, why that funding is important. They'll take a look at assessment outcomes from our last school year and go over the core curriculum used in math, science, social studies, and ELA, and will be provided resources to support learning at home. Effective next year, we'll do these at the start of the year, but we're going to be offering these this year in January. And in addition to that, I added into board docs a proposal from the junior-senior high school that's aligned with their board-approved school improvement plan on some parent university classes, which are similar to the classes that we already have up and running. Moses and I have been running those, but we're just creating more opportunities for parents to come in with their children and just engage in learning experiences as a ways to just improve engagement here at the school.
Thank you. Move on to Assistant Superintendent Scott Prokosh.
Good evening. In a continued effort to bring in security attendants in the district, the Ellenville Central School District is hosting a trainer to come in to offer a licensed New York State security guard training. This is an 8-hour in-person training, and completion of this course allows all the candidates that attended to apply for New York State certification. For any interested individuals that do attend the event, we will have on-the-spot interviews that day for anybody that may be interested in working in the school district. That will take place on January 17th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We will post all information on our district website and all of our social media outlets.
Thank you. Move on to personnel resolutions for this evening. Yes.
I saw in our notes something about the 6th grade departmentalization being proposed as a possible way forward. I'm just curious to know where we start, where you start. I'm sure I won't have much to do with it, but where it starts and how that decision is made. It's a big switch again, and so I'm just curious to know where that's going.
So we had initial conversations actually today in our PLCs in our elementary and the 6th grade PLC, just having conversations with the teachers to gain their ideas and their thoughts, their past experience with different configurations that have been in the district. we will take into account some of the criteria that we have in terms of ensuring that teachers have an opportunity to teach ELA or math as an example, to make sure that all teachers within a grade level have the opportunity of teaching a core subject area that we have a state assessment with. And also just looking at our configurations and our numbers for what sixth grade will look like for our student population and how many sections. Depending on the number of sections will depend on what departmentalization will look like for that particular grade level. So it's really, those conversations are taking place right now to come up with different proposals of what it could look like. And then from there, making decisions as to what departmentalized the next steps that we would take to actually get it up and running.
Along the way, is it possible for us to just be kept, informed of where it's going? Because it seems to me a big transition, not necessarily that it's not a good one. I have no idea, but I just would like to stay informed as we go down the road with that.
We definitely will share all the information. You'll know exactly what this looks like before we step into it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Move on to resolutions for this evening under 5.1, long-term substitute teacher. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, be resolved that Jenna Risco be appointed as a long-term substitute teacher at a contractual rate of $61,900.
So moved.
Been moved. Seconded. Discussion. Yes. I figured for that, yes. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. 5.2, cleaner. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, be resolved that Donnie Pays be appointed as a cleaner at the prorated contractual salary of $47,871, step one, plus $827 night differential.
So moved.
Been moved? Seconded? Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. 5.3, cafeteria monitor. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, be it resolved that Destiny Nieves be appointed as a cafeteria monitor at a rate of $17.71 per hour work, not to exceed 29
So
hours.
moved.
It's been moved. Seconded. Discussion? Iris?
It's a part-time position. It's not a substitute.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. 5.4, internal claims auditor. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, be resolved that Robin Siegel be appointed as an internal claims auditor at a contractual rate of $35 per hour work.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. Tenure appointment. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, be resolved that Adam Kroger, who holds an initial New York State certification in the area of earth science, grade 712, and who upon completing a satisfactory probationary period, been moved.
Second.
Seconded. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. Tenure appointment. 5.6, upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, be it resolved the resolution approved by the board at its meeting on July 5th, 2022, appointing Brandon Costello to a probationary period in the tenure area of elementary ed is hereby rescinded and replaced with the following resolution. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, Brandon Costello, certified in early childhood education, birth grade 2, and childhood education grades 1-6, hereby appointed to a probationary period in the tenure area of elementary education, beginning on September 1st, 2022, and ending January
So moved.
2nd. Been moved. And seconded. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. Substitute personnel. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, be resolved the following substitute personnel be appointed for the 25-26 school year.
Move the list.
List has been moved and seconded. Discussion. John.
Kelly, I don't know whether to ask you this. We used to ask you this. Maybe Scott's in charge now, but where are we standing on certified teachers versus uncertified teachers? And I know the state says we have to use certified first, but here there's 2 out of 3. Well, all 3 are uncertified, and the 4th one is certified. So where are we? I'm hesitant to continue to bring on uncertified teachers. I know we need people, but could you give me an update on where we're standing substitutes-wise?
So we are always in need of substitutes. We are short for substitute teachers. So we advertise, we continue to try to find substitutes. when we get a certified teacher, that's certainly a bonus to be able to have a certified teacher. But we try to advertise, and if they meet the criteria for substitutes, we try to bring anybody we can in to give them that experience.
Do we have a number of where we're at with each of those titles, certified and uncertified?
I can get you exact numbers.
Okay. Thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 5.7, Junior Senior High School Extended Day. Upon the recommendation of Superintendent of Schools, be resolved the appointment of the Junior High School Extended Day personnel be approved at the contractual rate of $47 per hour worked. There's one. Janine Russo.
Second.
Then moved and seconded. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 5.9, Memorandum of Agreement. Upon the recommendation of Superintendent of Schools, be it resolved the memorandum of agreement between the Ellenville Central School District and the ETS RPA Teachers Unit be approved as attached. Been moved and seconded. Discussion? All those in favor?
I'm opposed, Mr. President. I'm opposed. Please note.
Okay. Rescind 5.10, rescind appointment, varsity girls basketball assistant. Resolved that the Board of Education hereby rescinds the resolution set forth in the October 28, 2025 agenda. Personnel item 5.8 regarding the appointment of Tiffany Fernandez as JV girls basketball coach. Be it further resolved that Tiffany Fernandez be appointed as varsity girls basketball assistant coach at a contractual stipend of $4,162 for the 25-26 school year. Moved.
Second.
Second. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Mr. Bruce. Test prep. Upon the recommendation, Superintendent of Schools be resolved the following teachers be approved for test prep review at a contractual rate of $47 per hour. Work not to exceed 20 hours per grade, subject as listed below.
Second.
List has been moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 5.12, January Regents Review. Upon the recommendation of Superintendent of Schools, be it resolved the following teacher be appointed for January Regents Review at a contractual rate of $55 per hour work, not to exceed 2 hours per week per subject. It's been moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 5.13, cheerleading program. Upon the recommendation of Superintendent of Schools, be it resolved that the resolution passed by the Board of Education on November 18th, 2025 regarding the appointment of Tatiana King be amended as follows. Be resolved upon the recommendation of Superintendent of Schools, Tatiana King be appointed for the cheerleading program at a contractual rate.
Second.
Why do we get all these reworded again?
We have this reworded because it mentioned intramural, and it's not an intramural program, it's just a cheerleading program.
Okay. Any,
It is, the MOA says that it's modeled after an intramural program, but it's not. It falls in the contract under coaching, but it's not really a coach because we don't compete. So it's an outlier in the contract.
any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. Intramural sports. After school, upon the recommendation of Superintendent of Schools, be it resolved the following individual be approved for after-school intramural sports for the 25-26 school year at the contractual rate of $47 per hour work, not to exceed 25 hours per sport. Moved and seconded. Discussion. John.
So we started this intramural program, I believe, with the hopes of improving our athletics. And at the time, and I believe the athletic director and I are on the same page of this, if we're going to build up our athletic program, we have to do it from the bottom up. In other words, the 12th graders aren't going to help us, and probably 11th graders aren't going to help us. So when we ran intramurals, we started with 4 through 6, and then all of a sudden 7 to 12 popped up. And I brought up the point that in my experience, juniors and seniors are not going out for varsity sports for the first time by and large. You might get some. I was a wrestling coach. It was very tough to get upperclassmen. They're new to the sport. They're not going to do well. And now I suggested that we stay with the lower levels. And here again, we have a intramural program for volleyball for 4 through 6 and 7 through 12. I spoke with the athletic director today, and he said, well, you know, The hopes are that we could get kids out there. If we're going to do that, we should just run an intramural program. But the union president told me that the idea was to try and get a few more kids for his program, and that's what we would do. I don't know what the purpose of bringing upperclassmen into intramurals is if the goal is to improve our athletic program. I'd rather we run an after-school intramural program that would have a whole bunch of different sports that kids can go and play, like an open gym for basketball or something like that. But I'm sure that we'll get to talk to our athletic director at the next meeting. But again, we're putting money out there for 7 through 12, and I'm concerned that I asked for numbers actually. What kids have come out for intramurals and then joined a varsity sport or a JV sport? Thank you.
Reverend Collins.
From observation, there are those that come out for the intramurals, and what I've seen is if they look like they have anything, we start trying to push them up to varsity. I've had those that have backed off and want to learn something about the game before they start messing with the big boys and sitting on the bench. So I agree with the intramural program because it gives them an opportunity to know what they're trying to do. It doesn't make any difference what sport. They have an opportunity to go through it. You know, some that were hardened soccer players and are still soccer players, but they're willing to play basketball, they're willing to play softball, and learning. And when they learn, they have a tendency to stay. So I think that's why all of them.
Thank you, Reverend.
Listen,
Excuse me.
I don't think that, I agree with you there, Rev, but the point is, we brought this about to improve our athletic program. And so until we get numbers that show that is us meeting our goal, I don't understand why we're bringing, kids into an intramural program that's intended to improve our athletics, which I think we can all agree it needs a lot of improvement. I'd rather see us spend more time and money on the 4 through 6 and 7 and 8 level, because that's where you're developing it. And I think we've learned from a program in the past, you can't bring kids up on the high school level. It's just not that productive. So I'd like to see us get some numbers on this from Matt when we speak with him and see where it's coming from and what we're achieving. That's all.
Thank you. Willie?
I would also just question the athletic director on the method for selecting the different offerings through the intramural program, because it seems that my recollection is volleyball is a fall sport, and here it's being offered from March through June. We just went to the community and asked for a lot of money to improve our facilities. If we were going to make a habit of pitting our programs, our athletic programs against intramural programs, I think that it's just gonna result in a negative situation all around. So I'd like to understand that from the athletic director. And I agree with Trustee Burns. Children who are in the 10th, 11th, 12th grade range should be encouraged to go out and participate in our athletic program. This minutized philosophy that we're starting to adapt when it comes to activity and athletic programs, this intramural program, I think again is sort of a dead end, and there isn't a lot of fruit. So I'd like to understand what the thinking is behind it.
I'm going to have the superintendent bring Mr. Solomon to the next meeting in executive session. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, we have to vote on that. No further discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 5.15 resignation. Upon the recommendation of superintendent of schools, be it resolved the resignation of Sarah Soden, cafeteria monitor, be it
So moved.
It's been moved. Seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Another resignation. Upon the recommendation of superintendent of schools, be resolved the resignation of Piper Tickner, reading teacher, be accepted for the purposes of retirement.
Second.
And it's been moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 5.17, Curriculum Development Alignment Project. Be it resolved, the superintendent of schools is authorized to approve curriculum development and alignment work for pre-K through 6th grade classroom teachers up to 10 hours each at a rate of $41 per hour worked, effective December 17th through June 30th, 2026.
So moved.
Been moved.
Second.
Seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. Stipulation of agreement and general release. Be it resolved, the board hereby approves the stipulation of agreement and general release between the district and employee number 12-16-25-1. Upon receipt of a signed document, authorizes the superintendent to execute the stipulation of agreement and general release on the district's behalf. Been moved? Seconded? Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Mr. Burns? No, I read it.
No, it's executive content.
Hold on one second so I get a point of clarification. Is the agreement,
No, this is the way, yeah, the agreement is law.
is the agreement public?
No. It would have to be, it might have to be redacted, you have to check with the attorneys.
Let's make sure we do that.
Can I ask a question here, Madam Superintendent, while we're here? Are we moving towards the new board docs, which will allow us to look simultaneously at the agenda and the...
We have looked at, we've had an initial review of that program, and we're pricing it out and trying to figure out the timing of getting it in. It's not a new board docs, it's a different platform, so it's a full changeover.
Oh, because I saw they advertised they had released it. I didn't know if that was what they
Yeah,
meant.
it's not really an upgrade to this, it's a transition to a new platform.
Thank you.
I am not satisfied with the answer that I want to check with our school attorney. I think he should be available by phone, whether or not that is public, so that we can have an answer here tonight.
Do you want to call Stu? Yep.
Going to ask, just for temporary, that the board, to a little latitude here, the board would agree to just table this just for a few minutes and we'll come back to it. Or just move it down further in the agenda. Are we good with that? What's that? Yeah. Anybody against just moving it down further in agenda so we can get an opinion from our attorney? Okay. We're good? I will hold on to that. We'll move on to 5.19. Disciplinary charge. Be hereby resolved that the Board of Education of the Ellenville Central School District does hereby authorize the superintendent of schools to file disciplinary charges against employee number 1216-25-2.
So moved.
It has been moved.
Second.
Seconded. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 5.20, abolish position. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, be resolved that the assistant superintendent for business position be abolished effective February 14, 2026.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. Discussion?
Mr. President, I think it's important to just note that while the official position has been abolished, the functions associated with this position will be carried out by an individual.
Yeah, that's in our next resolution.
Done. Thank you, Mr.
All right,
President.
thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? No one?
I have to refresh.
5.21.
I don't have a 21.
So you'll see that litany of information right in front of you there.
I didn't have number 21. I needed to refresh, Mr. President. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll read some of it. Whereas on July 1st, 2025, Susanna Schwall was appointed to the position of Assistant School Business Administrator, and Ms. Schwall is currently serving a 4-year probationary period in the tenure area of Assistant School Business Administrator. And whereas the district has determined that Ms. Schwall has been performing responsibilities that would be more appropriately fall under the title of School Business Administrator, and therefore the district has determined that Ms. Schwall's appointment to Assistant School Business Administrator should retroactively be changed to an appointment of School Business Administrator.
So moved with congratulations.
Been moved and seconded. Discussion? I'd like to welcome our new School Business Administrator. There she is, Sue. All right, congratulations. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. Do we have anything? What's that? We're going back.
We'll tell you about it later.
Missed it. Any word from Scott yet?
Keep going.
Okay, we'll move on to policy resolutions. Resolve that this be considered the first reading of the following policies. 4211, organizational chart, 5323, district provision of meals and refreshments, and 6161, conference travel expense reimbursement.
So moved.
Been moved? Seconded? Iris?
Can I get or could we have a copy of the organizational chart? It's not on here, and I would like to see it at some point. Oh, it is? Okay. Thank you, John.
Okay. Any other questions?
Oh, I
Discussion?
see.
All right.
Got to look down a little further. Okay.
All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. Budget resolutions for this evening. Resolved that the October 2025 Treasurer's Report and Budget Detail Report be accepted as written.
So moved.
Been moved?
Second.
Second? Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries.
Mr. President, move 7.2 through 7.4.
7.3 to 7.4 have been moved and seconded. Discussion?
7.2, 7.4.
7.2 to 7.4, I'm sorry. It's been moved and seconded. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. You have a decision by council? Okay. Mr. Burns, that's your answer. It can be read, it is public knowledge, and it can be foiled. I'll return back to 5.18. It's already been moved and seconded, and we did have discussion, and we did have a ruling from our council. Any further discussion on this matter? All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carried. Nope. Oh, John's opposed, I'm sorry. Education resolutions for this evening. 8.1, be it resolved that the attached list of student IEPs be acknowledged as appropriate.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. Volunteers. Resolve the following volunteers be approved for the 25-26 school year.
So moved.
There are 5 of them.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Somebody want to move all these construction resolutions?
Mr. President, move 9.1 through 9.16, please.
Been moved. Do I have a second? Discussion? All those in favor?
Mr. President,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
sorry.
Mr. President, I'd just like to go on the record saying that I'm very happy and excited in anticipation of the improvements that are planned for the facility, specifically the fields team or the team's field, and I think that we have been smart in the purchase of these contracts to make those improvements, and it was wonderful to be a part of the process. I really look forward to this project. Very well done.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. Under other for this evening. Under 10.1 donations, resolve the following donations for the Hall of Fame be accepted from Sarah and Stanley Fu and Steve Tenenbaum, 200 and 250.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 10.2. Somebody want to move that? Been moved.
Second.
Second. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. 10.3 field trip to Agawam, Massachusetts.
Mr. President, move 10.3 through 10.5.
The 3 field trips have been moved, 10.3 to 10.5. Is there a second? Second. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 10.6 small claims assessment review decision, Costello. Whereas the district received a small claim. Yes, you can, yep. They've been moved? 6 and 7 have been moved. I know, hold on one second. There's a second. Yeah, thank you. Discussion, all those in favor? Opposed? No one, motion carries. Next meeting is January 13th, 2026. Go ahead, Iris. Yeah, we're good.
Internal claims.
You guys are messing with me tonight.
Don't we approve them as a resolution, or we just look at them and go on? They're in,
You don't approve internal claims auditors reports, you just review them.
So I just wanted to point out that there were a few concerns about procedures for particularly the Hall of Fame. So if we could get that cleaned up, I think that'd be okay. That's it. Thank you, Phil.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Just a point of order, that was not Hall of Fame, it was the Hall of Fame ceremony that the concern was about, and it came out of the athletic director's office, was not the Hall of Fame.
Okay. Thank you. Any further questions? Statements? Wills? All right. Next meeting is January 13th, 2026. On behalf of the Board of Education and everybody watching out there, we wish you a very happy holiday and safe and joyous new year.
All right.
So we will see you in January. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second. All those in favor? Opposed? No one? We're adjourned.
Thank you, Mr. President.